Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Michelle Fondin and I'm the author of the new book, Twin Flame Romance, The Journey to Unconditional Love, available now in paperback, Kindle, and Audible books. And if you're currently reading Twin Flame Romance and you would like to leave a review on Amazon, which is greatly appreciated, go ahead and email me with a screenshot of the review as it's posted on Amazon. Email me at michellefondinauthor@gmail.com and I will give you a free promotional code for a copy of the Audible book, Chakra Healing for Vibrant Energy, which goes really hand in hand with Twin Flame Romance as far as healing and healing on the energy body level, which if you're not too familiar with the chakras, after reading this or listening to this book rather, you'll be very familiar with the chakra system. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if you're new to my YouTube channel, welcome. Please subscribe below, hit the bell for notifications, and give the video a thumbs up. If you would like to schedule a twin flame reading with me or a reading for general purpose, go ahead and email me at michellefondinauthor@gmail.com or you can go to my website, fondinwellness.com. Today, we're doing a crazy topic. As I mentioned to a lot of you out there in YouTube land, I generally get channeled messages from my angels for the videos that I need to post on YouTube. Now, I'm not always on board with the videos I need to post on YouTube because I'm not certain in many ways as to how to present these topics to you guys. And it comes to me and I sometimes have to really think about it before I'm actually ready to record and post a video on the topic. Today we're going to talk about how your DM must feel the pain before coming back to the divine feminine. So if you're a divine feminine watching this video, then your divine masculine has to feel the pain. And if you're a divine masculine, you must feel the pain before returning to your divine feminine. Now, let's unpack this topic a little bit because it sounds a little bit serious, right? It sounds a little bit like negative. And I'm not about negativity, especially on my channel. I'm all about positivity, but positivity with truth. Not just blind positivity that, we're just gonna close our eyes and pretend like the difficult stuff isn't there. We're gonna actually look at the difficult stuff, but have a positive spin on it because there's always something to learn even from the negative stuff, especially really from the negative stuff. There's always something to learn. There's something to grow from. There's something to transmute and transform. And it really helps us to live in the present moment because the present moment is comprised of good things and not so good things, great things and painful things. But if we're not able to really transmute and transform the painful things, then we're not able to fully embrace the present moment because since there are good things and bad things that happen in life, if we're only focused on the good things and we only feel uplifted and whole when the good things happen, then we feel really crappy when the bad things happen. And that's really not a great way to carry out your life because then 50% of the time you're feeling crappy. And what kind of life is that if you're feeling crappy 50% of the time? So we're really trying to stay focused on what are the lessons I need to learn here? How can I transmute and transform this energy? And how can I move forward with this, with the lessons, with the energy? How can I move forward from this? And how can I enjoy the present moment? Really, that's what it's all about, right? As I unpack this, if that is not your situation, it's okay. You can listen and take what you can from it. And if it's kind of your situation, it's best to kind of go through the video and just see where this is going because honestly, I don't know where this is going right now. I listen to the messages and I let it move forth as it will move forth. So there may be a hidden message for you. I don't know. The reason why this came to me, and I believe the reason why my angels asked me to speak about this topic in particular is because for the subgroup of you who are in lack of communication, meaning your divine masculine has stopped communicating with you, has ghosted you, or there's been no communication or very little communication to no communication in the past several months or maybe a year or two, that it can be really hard because you know this divine connection as a divine feminine energy, you're aware, if you're watching this video, of course you're aware of this divine connection. And so you are really fully cognizant and aware that reunion is imminent. You're cognizant that your divine masculine is on your life path for the reason to reunite with you, the divine feminine. So you have this cognizance, you have this recognition, you know this, not to mention all the signs and symptoms that we talk about and how you know this from the inside out. You have this knowledge. Your divine masculine may or may not have the knowledge depending on what stage you are in the twin flame journey, which if you haven't checked out my video on the 8 stages to the twin flame journey, go ahead and check it out below. I will post it right here so you can actually click through to that link and you can see or save that video link for after this video link. But just depending on the stage where you are, your divine masculine may or may not know about the connection. So you have this burden that you're carrying about the connection, and you have to kind of carry this burden forward very trepidatiously without ruining kind of your divine masculine's experience with revealing too much too fast. Because if you think they were scared by just your mere presence and they ran away so hard just by meeting you or going on a date with you or sleeping with you or whatever it is, that they felt such a strong connection to you and got really scared and they ran away, which they were running really from their own emotions and feelings about it and about the deep connection that they felt and the vulnerability that they felt with you. But if they ran from that, imagine how much more they will run if all of a sudden you like place it out there and just reveal like, we're twin flames and this is a soul connection and my soul is in your body and your soul is in my body and we are one, and like all this stuff. It could just totally overwhelm a divine masculine who is not ready to receive that. And they'll get so much more scared and keep running in the wrong direction away from you, not toward you. You're carrying this burden. And this is the burden of the knowledge that the divine destiny that you guys have together is to be together. So that is the burden that you carry with you. And since you have this knowledge, since you have the cognizance and the ability to know and have that inner knowing with full awareness now, because as I mentioned before, the divine feminine is always a few steps ahead of the divine masculine. So you have this full awareness. We're destined to be together. This is our divine purpose. This is our divine life purpose. If you are in lack of communication, if you're just not speaking to each other, can't text each other, you've been asked to not text this person or call this person or whatever, who is your divine masculine, of course. A lot of divine feminines that I coach and mentor, and a lot of divine feminines have asked the question during the Twin Flame Q&As, is it okay to text them? Is it okay to check in with them? Is it okay to like remind them that I am here? Like, hello, I am here. And what I always say is that everybody's situation is 100% totally different. There's different trajectories. There's different matrices in your reunion, remember? So I posted a video on that too, that the twin flame matrix is very different because we all kind of have similar signs and symptoms that really define what in general a twin flame connection is. But the matrix of our journey, they are all totally different from one another. So I can't tell you don't text your DM. I can't tell you don't call them. I can't tell you not to go see them. I'm not going to tell you any of that because your journey is different from my journey. And your journey is different from anybody else's journey that you see on YouTube, that you share in the comment section with. Your journey is just different. But I can let you know about the dynamics of what happens with a relationship in general, but more specifically with the twin flame divine masculine, okay? So they ran, you're in separation, they ran because of the intensity of the connection and because of the things that they saw in their life that they needed to work on. Now, whether or not they recognize this right away is just debatable for each person, but their inner knowledge, their inner knowing is that there was something that just wasn't right about themselves that couldn't allow them to stay with the divine feminine, okay? There was something that they needed to see, they needed to work on, they needed to heal before reunion with the divine feminine. Now, there's something in the divine masculine energy that really needs to have this proud moment. This proud moment of, I figured this out. I was able to troubleshoot the problem or problems, and I figured it out. I found a solution to the problem. I did it myself. I figured out how to overcome these internal battles that I've been having for maybe their entire lives. There is victory for the divine masculine in figuring out these issues and problems that they have by themselves. And they need to take pride in figuring out those issues and problems by themselves. And if the divine feminine is poking her nose in like, hey, I'm here, remember, I'm here, I'm right here, hello, I'm here, do you need help? I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Every few months or every few weeks or every few days, you're like poking your head in by texting them, posting on their social media, checking up on them on social media, calling them, driving by their house, whatever it is. If you're just poking your head in there, they're not going to feel the pride of doing what they need to do by themselves in the sense where they were victorious. They overcame the obstacles that they needed to overcome by themselves in complete and total victory. That's the first piece. The second piece is okay, so if you don't believe that this is a divine connection, I don't even know why you're watching this. But if you do believe that it's a divine connection, then you have to believe, by default, you have to believe that your divine masculine knows on some level that this is a divine connection. You have to at least know your self-worth to know that you feel this way about your divine masculine. This is a twin flame connection. It is a soul connection. Therefore, because it's a twin flame soul connection, your divine masculine also feels the same way about you. So if you don't believe that, then you don't believe in the divinity of the connection. You don't even believe that the connection is real. So that being said, if they feel the same way about you that you feel about them, because on some level they know this is a divine connection and that you are connected to them and that they really care about you and they really love you from the inside out, like they don't understand why they love you. Maybe you only met one time. Maybe you just had like a FaceTime time. Maybe you guys bumped into each other in a club and you were talking nonstop for like 4 hours during that time, but never were able to see each other again. Whatever the scenario is, if you felt the divine connection, they felt it too. When you're poking your nose and poking your head in it, it's like, I don't trust that this is a divine connection, so I just have to poke my head in your life to let you know I'm still here. If this is a divine connection, they don't need you poking your nose into their life just to say, hey, I'm here. Right? So let me ask you this. Do you forget from time to time that your divine masculine is your divine masculine if you are a divine feminine? Do you forget? Like, do you just go through your day and go, it was that one person. I don't even remember his or her name, but I think we had a pretty strong connection, but I can't really remember who they are. Like, is there any point during your day at which you have total amnesia that your divine masculine is even in existence? So if you have never had total amnesia about your divine masculine, then just know that your divine masculine doesn't have total amnesia about you, the divine feminine. Like, seriously? He doesn't need reminding that you exist. He knows that you exist. So really, now the point that I wanted to drive home in this topic is that he needs to really feel the pain of your absence and not feel the pressure of your presence in order to be able to come back to you. So he just needs to feel that total void of My divine feminine doesn't need me to the point at which I need to feel responsible for her or him, right? It's just, it could be either or, depending on which energy you identify with, no matter what your gender is. The divine masculine has to feel the pain of really missing you, in the sense of, I feel this void just because I'm not speaking of a void that they need you to complete them, because that's not the case. What I'm saying is they need to have enough space. You need to give them enough space that they can feel, in a way, on the physical world, physical realm, right? In a way that you are far away enough from them that they need to get on their little legs to come and see you. Now, they're doing their work. They're doing their work. They're figuring out the solutions to their problems by themselves, because they need to feel that pride. They need to feel like the lion. They need to feel proud that they figured out their problems by themselves, that they conquered their demons by themselves, that they were able to find solutions to all of their imbalances in their lives by themselves, without the divine feminine being their mommy, because that's not the role that you want. You don't want to be their mentor, their counselor, or their mom. You just don't want that, divine feminines. That's the wrong dynamic for the twin flame or any romantic relationship, really. They need to feel the void. And when we talk about void, we're just talking about empty space, like empty space between the two of you. They need to feel that empty space enough that they don't feel the pressure that you're going to crumble to the ground if they're not there. They need to understand that if they need to go work on a problem, that you're not going to just wither into nothingness. So they really need to come to you with the full feeling of pain. And when I say pain, I mean, we don't do anything in life until we feel pain, right? Nothing is going to get you up and going until you feel you need to get up and going, right? It's like, it's a something that tugs at you. If you get up and go get something out of the refrigerator because you're feeling the pain of hunger, unless if you're bored, right? And then you're feeling the pain of your emotions and you're emotionally eating. But when we start an exercise program, we do it out of pain. We do it out of the fact that, like, oh, geez, my body's getting a little soft. I really don't like the way I feel. I need to go work out at the gym or take a run or whatever. We don't really move until we feel the necessary inklings of pain in order to move out of the state of pain into the state of pleasure. We just don't do it. We're human. We just don't generally get up and just do things out of just inner drive as a general rule. Now, there are people that prime themselves and train themselves every single day to take certain action steps to move their life forward. But as a general rule, humans are not hardwired to act like that. When your divine masculine feels that space between you guys that's significant enough, now what is the significant amount of space? I don't know. I can't tell you that. For each divine masculine, it's going to be totally different. For some divine masculines, it's going to be, a few days of space. For some, it's going to be a week, a month, a year. Who knows? There's no way of knowing, because you have to remember that they're working on what they need to work on in order to feel that pride, feel the rise in self-confidence from conquering what they needed to conquer in order to come forward to you and go, oh yeah, my divine feminine, she's not there with me. I kind of want her there with me, so let's go get her. Let me go get her. Now, if you are interjecting, divine feminines, every few days, every few weeks, every month, every other month, every third month, if you are texting them or posting on their social media or calling them or driving by their house or bumping into them at the favorite bar that you know they hang out at, if you're doing stuff like that, they're not feeling the pain of that space. They're feeling the pressure of you checking up on them. They're feeling the pressure of you being impatient and not waiting for them to finish the work that they need to finish. They're feeling the pain of you just telling them that they're not adequate enough. By you constantly reminding your divine masculine that you're their divine feminines, it's almost like you're challenging their intelligence. It's almost like, do you really not know that I'm here? I'm here. See, I'm here. I'm right here. Do you see I'm here? I'm here. And it's kind of like you're just insulting their intelligence. It's like, yeah, I know you're there. Like, don't you think I know that you're there? I'm working on my stuff. I know you're there. Of course I know you're there. It's just, that is the perspective that it would be helpful to take if you have been really tempted, and you have in the past, whatever you've done in the past, it's in the past. Don't worry about it. If you've done this, if you've kind of tried different ways to communicate with your divine masculine and it hasn't gotten anywhere, then try this other approach. I mean, don't feel guilty about what you've already done because, okay, it's an experiment, right? You experimented. If they didn't respond, it didn't work. It was an experiment. Big deal. So now maybe you can experiment with something else. Like, trust that they're working on what they need to work on. Trust that this is a divine connection, and trust that they're intelligent enough to know you're still there, and they're intelligent enough to be able to reach out to you when they feel enough pain about it, when they feel enough of that space about it, when they feel like, oh, geez, I haven't really seen my divine feminine in a really long time. I kind of miss her. I want to go see her. And then they get up and go. So I hope this helped put things into perspective, because it's a leap of faith on so many levels, and it's a level of trust in the connection. You really need to trust this connection, and that knowing that your divine masculine has feelings too, and it's not just you. It's not just you that has the feelings, and that if you are feeling such a strong soul connection, that no, even if they deny it, just know that they are feeling it too. They're most definitely feeling it too. And you just need to trust the process, that when they're ready, when they're feeling enough pain, they're going to come back to you. But if you reach out, then you're kind of resetting the clock. Try as much as you can. Like I said, everyone's situation is totally different. But if this resonates with you, if it resonates with the fact that, oh yeah, you know what? I've kind of done that. Like, I've reached out to them every few weeks or every month or every other month, and I really haven't gotten any feedback. Like, they haven't responded or anything. So if that's your case, then just try this instead and just see what works. Like, see how it works. And do it from a place of authenticity within yourself. You have to feel good about doing this, rather than obviously not feeling good about doing this. But you have to come to a sense of inner peace about it, because if you're staying away or you're not reaching out and you're really angry about it, then that's kind of counterproductive too, because your twin knows when you're sending out like anger vibes or your twin knows when you're sending out anxiety vibes, because that's not going to get you where you want to go anyway. So I hope this helped. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for subscribing to my channel below. Hit the bell for notifications. Give the video a thumbs up. Thank you for sharing with other twin flames. And thank you so much for supporting this channel by buying a book or 2 or 3 and pledging your support on Patreon, www.patreon.com/Michelle S. Fondin. And I will see you in the next video.